The family is mourning at Balmoral this evening, Piers. Some question marks over whether Harry was actually able to get there in time before she passed. But do you think, with all that's said and done and whatever people's views of Harry and Meghan are and Harry's relationship with William and Charles, will this be a healing moment for them in a way?
Well, I hope so, because you've now got King Charles III and both his sons are at war. And Harry's been at war with his father for reasons which completely baffle Charles. I was told earlier this week Charles is heartbroken by what's been going on with his son, and he doesn't understand it. And I'm afraid, I've said this before and I'll say it again, Meghan Markle has a lot to answer for. You know, while the royal family's had to suffer Prince Philip being seriously ill then dying, and now the same with the Queen, she's been going out of her way over in America to constantly throw brickbats about the royals, constantly try and attack them, portray them as a bunch of callous racists, which they're not. And I think it's been very damaging and upsetting to all the royal family. So I hope she just sticks a cork in it, stays in California and goes about her life without trashing the monarchy and the royal family, without whom she wouldn't have the titles that she exploits for vast amounts of money. So I hope that she sees common sense. I hope Harry sees common sense and builds bridges with the family that he's been slowly disowning, because it's been incredibly upsetting, I think, for people in Britain to see this split in the royal family. Diana, who I knew pretty well, his mother, I think, would have been appalled by what's been going on, and particularly the rift between William and Harry. So, you know, these kind of moments, they can go one of two ways. They can make things a lot worse because emotions run so high, or they can bring warring families together. And I hope it's the latter.
And just a final note here, Piers, before we go. We'll leave on an upward note here. How should she be remembered by people, not just in the Commonwealth, but around the world?
I think she's the greatest public figure of the last 100 years, and possibly a lot longer than that. She was the longest reigning monarch in the world. There was a French king who began when he was 4. I don't really count that. If you take that out of the equation, she was the longest reigning monarch ever, never put a foot wrong, was this extraordinary woman who provided so much solace and comfort to this country, and I think so much inspiration to the world. That is why the world is now mourning her and celebrating this life in the way that they are. I mean, the amount of world leaders racing out to pay the most fulsome tributes is quite extraordinary, and I think says it all. She was a one-off, a unique woman who, remember, was 26 when she took over this throne, and yet from that moment on she gave her life and dedicated it to duty and service to the country and the Commonwealth. And, you know, God bless her, and long live the King.
God save the King. I mean, that's something you're going to get used to saying. You're going to have to get used to saying, Piers.
And on stamps are going to change, and, you know, currency will change, notes, banknotes, everything will change. You know, pictures in public places will change now from the Queen to Charles. That is the way the succession works. That is the way the monarchy works. The Queen was a great believer, and she would say, look, by all means, mourn me for a bit, but then get a grip, dust yourselves down, move on, and remember, the country comes first.
Well said, Piers Morgan. Really appreciate a lengthy chat with you this morning. Great to have you with us on what is truly a sad day, not just in the United Kingdom, throughout the Commonwealth, but the world. Piers Morgan, host of Piers Morgan Uncensored here on Sky. Thanks for your time. Really appreciate it.